Hello there, this is Roberto Matthews with another tip. This is an answer to somebody's question because they liked my previous video, which concerned linking to iframes via YouTube videos. But this time they wanted to know how to do it if you wanted to use documents. So here's the finished product. I just kind of put something together. This page doesn't really mean anything on my website. So the way it works is here's the document. It's a PDF document. So I'm using here Google Chrome, and Google Chrome uses this little legend so you can print and save and etc. And Safari uses a different one, and the other browsers use different ones also. So I can't really speak to this. This is subjective. But as far as how this functions on a desktop, it's perfectly fine. The way they click, obviously they click here, and this PDF actually has multiple pages, and they just kind of scroll down and get the multiple pages. I even tried one that has a huge amount of pages, and this one right here takes a little while to load, but it's got 72 pages, and they can scroll down, and of course they can print the amount of pages they would like to print, or and it's all non-editable. Now, unfortunately, this does not work for iPads, iPhones, etc., which is the reason I have here for tablets and phones. Now, you don't have to put it on the main page. Obviously, if you make a phone page on Adobe Muse, you have this there. But we're going to learn how to make that. All this does is it opens it up in a new page. That way, anybody who has a phone or whatever, they can download it. Okay? So let's get right to it. Basically, here we have the iframe and all the buttons. And the way to make the iframe is almost exactly the same. If I can select it here. Okay, and here we have it. This is the iframe part. And it's really simple. You create your iframe and you exit and you close the iframe tag. Then you have your source here. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit where I get the source from, but as you can see, it's from Dropbox. And then after you have the source, you have your name, and that's what your buttons are going to link to. Okay, and then you have your style. I put a background of gray just so that I could place, but you don't have, I can place the actual iframe, but you don't have to do that. And then you have the height and the width. Now the height and the width is proportionate to an 8.5 by 11 size for paper, for letter size paper. And the way I did that was just I took the amount of, in pixels, what a 150 pixels per inch, or DPI, would be for an 8.5 by 11, and then I just reduced it for the 500. Who says you don't need math when you graduate, huh? And then to be able to fit it into an iPad or to an iPhone or anything like that, you have to wrap the iframe in a div, and then you basically style the div with the same height and the same width that you did your iframe, and you put the overflow to auto, and that's just how you can actually fit it inside of the iPhone, or because otherwise it's going to take up your entire iPhone or iPad size, and you don't want that. It's going to look ugly. So once you do that, this gives you this area right here. Then we do the buttons the same way we did the buttons for the YouTube video before. You have your tags here, your anchor tag, and you style your anchor tag with any kind of way you want. I put no decoration, and you have to do the block display so that you can put a width and a height. And then the line height makes you center your text, and then you center the text left and right with the center. And then you could add whatever padding or border or anything like that that you'd like. Okay. Now your reference is that same Dropbox link, and of course I'm going to get to that in a second. And then your target, like we said before, is going to be the actual iframe. This is the name of your iframe. And it doesn't have to say PDF docs. Of course, it could say anything else you want it to. But, make sure that the spelling is exactly the same as the name that you gave your iframe. Now let's talk a little bit about where I got this from. If you don't know how to use Dropbox, it's really, really simple. I'm sure on YouTube there are plenty of tutorials on how to do that. But the way I did it, since I have a Mac, and you can do it with any other, with Windows also, it's really quite the same. In your Dropbox, there is going to be a public folder. Within that public folder, I created a folder named Documents, and within that folder, I put my 3 documents. And then I just create the actual link by right-clicking, and I don't know why it doesn't have it here, but it would say copy public link. And then when you copy the public link, you paste it right here. So that's just a public link for the PDF file. Okay, and once you have it up there uploaded, it looks like this. Okay, now as far as the iPad is concerned, here's the iPad. Okay, so in my iPad, as you can see, it cuts off the actual document. Okay, but all this actually still works. I can still have it, link here. Okay, and this one's going to take a while because it's pretty big, but I can go back to the first one. And here is for tablets and phones. I just click here and I get the same thing, but in a new page. Okay, and then I can go back and I could open this one here. And then of course, if you have an iPad, you can open it in iBooks, or you can save it on whatever app you have that you would view PDFs in. And that's basically it. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Thank you very much for watching.